Hi, welcome to Radio FM 88, Dreaming the New Dream, and you're coming live at 7 o'clock Queensland time, 9 o'clock New Zealand, 10 a.m. in the morning for our UK listeners, and we've got a really interesting, conversation coming with Shauna Teaken, and I hand it over to my colleague, none other than Julia Chai.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Really excited to welcome Shauna to join us today on the topic of how to have happy teeth. So Shauna Teaken, my guest today, is the international coordinator of a system called Happy Teeth. She's been a health professional for about 40 years, trained in lots of different modalities before she decided to focus on the teeth. And I'm delighted to have you here today. Shauna, welcome.
Thank you so much, and thanks for asking me. I'm really thrilled to be here. Hello, world.
What we all have in common is 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, and hopefully lots of teeth. And as a Qigong practitioner, I'm very aware that posture and being able to align your teeth and have them on top of each other is really important for energetic lines. So when Chrissy, my good friend, said to talk to you, Shauna, about the fact that one could grow one's teeth, I was really intrigued and invited you on the show. So Shauna, just tell us, this myth you said about a big fat lie about teeth not growing. Can you enlighten us?
Absolutely. And really, the mouth is the source of about 80% of what can go wrong in any person's body. And that's not hearsay, that's science. And we've known that for the last 20 or 30 years. Even heart problems, we now know, can be caused by a bacteria sourced in the mouth. So if anything is going to go wrong in your body, you can trace it back to what's going on in the mouth, and you can work the other way. Once you start working with healing decay and gum disease in the mouth, the health of the whole body improves. So it's kind of a key to health, and I would say being youthful.
So it sounds like the teeth are a bit like a user interface. So, and that there are different charts which show that which different parts, just like reflexology and the foot being linked to different organs. Is that the case for teeth as well?
Yeah, I believe so, although that's not happy mouth. Happy mouth, general energetic systems healing, that's the official name. We recognise that all of those systems are very valid and they're there, and we're not going back over the ground that other people have covered. Happy mouth is actually is an American dentist who realised that modern dentistry really hadn't gone any further than maybe in the Civil War days. We think it is, but dentists are still just filling, drilling, billing in just more sophisticated, cosmetically pretty ways, but they're still not dealing with gum disease, tooth decay, or can you regrow your own teeth naturally? And so he really had this mission. What else is possible? We know bodies actually have pretty great capacities to regrow bone. If you break a bone, in 6 weeks, it will remineralize. If your skin is always sloughing off and rejuvenating itself, we know the liver does. And actually, a high proportion of people who have their tonsils out regrow their tonsils and have to go in and have them taken out again. So the body does have these capacities. What stops us from being able to regrow our teeth, our gums if they're receding, repair a broken tooth? And that's really what Happy Mouth's about.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. I'm afraid the internet broke up a bit when you were telling us about the name of what I think is the founder of the dentist. You just type it up and and then just tell us about how did he discover this system?
Okay, so it's Dr. Tom Kolso, Kolso, and he's the founder of Happy Mouth over about the last 20 or so years. He was attending lots of consciousness classes, actually. Bit of a different dentist. He was doing meditation groups and all that sort of thing. And in one of the classes, he developed a pain in his head that would come on and then off, on and off. And he thought, do I have a brain tumor? Do I have some horrible motor neuron disease? But he asked various people, natural healing people, all kinds of people. And what it seemed was, it was actually the beginning of this whole system for regrowing your own teeth, gums. So that while he'd be working on someone in the dental chair, another point on his head would start vibrating or acting up. And he started to ask questions. So this person's got really bad gum disease. Is this to do with gums? Yes, it is. Another point would start to come up. Is this to do with bone density? Yes, it is. So it was kind of a trial and error process over quite years working with people. So Happy Mouth is about stimulating points on the head. We have 17 of those points. And a practitioner will stimulate the points for you to activate your system so your body can begin to regrow bone or gums or repair teeth.
Okay, so the bones, the gums, and the teeth are all linked in the body in terms of sort of switching on that switch to say.
Oh, absolutely. Everything in the mouth, everything in the mouth, even the saliva. If you don't have good spit, you're going to have gum problems. Bones, lymphatic systems. Yeah. We actually coincidentally have a point for hair regrowth, which is not really related to that happens along the way. He discovered there's a couple of points on the head that stimulate hair growth, which is rather nice if your hair is thinning. And I know. And not all of the points relate to physical things. Like we have bone and lymph, we have salivary glands, we have regrowing teeth. But some points relate to getting more awareness. And if you have more awareness about what you're putting into your body and what you're doing with your body, then you've got more choices. Because tooth decay isn't just from eating lollies, but we think it is. Oh, I must have tooth decay because I don't clean my teeth enough, or I eat too many sweet things, or I don't go to the dentist. Well, not necessarily so. There are other factors at play.
There are factors at play.
The other factors, okay, actually are where you are comfy or you want to be comfy in your life. You really don't want to change or be challenged. Your life might not be as fabulous as it could be. You go, oh, well, it's not that bad, what I've got. And it's a settling for and a slowing down that actually creates a decay and a degeneration in the body. It's almost as if you start aging much earlier than you should do. Now, the truth is the body can live much, much, much longer than we've been told in good health. And the truth is your teeth can repair themselves and regrow if they fall out.
So have you had any experiences with that yourself, Shauna?
Pardon?
Have you had any personal experiences with that yourself, Shauna?
I had really tremendous results. I was very fortunate. I always had nice teeth. They're a bit bucky. Okay, they're not perfect, but I didn't have much decay growing up. I had a nice dentist I liked. But when I hit my probably mid-40s, I started to have some real issues with my teeth. I needed to have my wisdom teeth removed, and people do. There was decay in my mouth. It looked like I was losing a tooth. And it's expensive to go to the dentist. It was costing me a fortune, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. Someone gave me a recording of Dr. Tom being interviewed. I listened to it and thought, right, I want what this man has got. I tracked him down. It was kind of hard to find him. He didn't have a class. He had a telecall series, which I bought. I'm a bit intense when I start something new. I listened to it. I wrote it all out. I got my mum to run the points on my head for me. In that time, here's a big piece of advice for everyone listening. Find a dentist that you like, that you feel comfortable with. This is a very intimate part of your body. You don't actually want someone you don't like or trust sticking their fingers in there and doing stuff, number one. So I had a dentist I did not like. I found a new dentist. Long story short, within 6 months of my mum running points on me, I got a new dentist. I took to her my file, my history, and said, okay, my last dentist said that I have 6 fillings that need to be done. I'm ready to do that now. And she said, you don't have any fillings that need to be done. I said, yes, I've seen the x-rays and I know how much it's going to cost. Let's do it. And she said, there is no need to do fillings in your mouth. We will watch some areas. And I was gobsmacked. I mean, pardon the pun, but honestly, even though I'd been listening to all that stuff, to know that the whole of their teeth were gone, I saw the light. That was not exactly a religious conversion, but I thought there is something here, because I didn't expect that. I was hoping that, my teeth would get healthier and my mouth would get healthier. So,
yeah, I guess, I mean, I've just having been to the dentist and having looked at the charts and the fillings and all that, there's things like acidity and the plaque, but the tooth from the inside, is quite soft and alive inside, and then outside is like
yes,
the fortress, like on a castle. So I guess if you can activate it energetically so that it does what it needs to do, there's no reason that, unlike bones, and this was a big paradigm shift for me to find out that, you don't just break them and then have them put in a cast, but the bones can actually, they're constantly not just growing, but also remodeling and forming themselves. There's this amazing body intelligence that's going on internally.
This is
so
the
I guess,
thing.
why not?
Yeah, there's an incredible awareness. And that's just part of the story, because there is actually a microorganism that can only be seen with an electron microscope that is designed to eat plaque for you. Now, you may know someone. I had a cousin growing up who never bloody cleaned her teeth and had beautiful teeth. There are some people like that. I'm guessing that those kinds of people, their plaque-eating bacteria is probably alive and well up to a point. I saw her a few years ago. She's in her 50s. Her teeth are terrible. But I noticed that she was smoking and drinking Bundy and Coke. And I've got some news for you. There are some things that will really, no matter what you do, damage your teeth. Coca-Cola, soft drinks are not good for your teeth, I'm sorry to say. Smoking is not good for your teeth. So you can get these microorganisms back up and functioning for you and taking care of your plaque, but then you also have to take responsibility for what you're putting in your body. And it's all about moderation, really. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but I'd just like to go back to where you were a couple minutes back. And for our listeners, Shauna Teaken is the International Coordinator for Happy Mouth. And she was telling us about how the teeth, or problems with the teeth and gum, can actually be representative of us kind of decaying in terms of just settling down and being very comfortable and not moving beyond our comfort zone. So on a sort of consciousness level, most of us sort of understand that there's, apart from the physical and biochemical reasons, there's of course internal spiritual reasons, and each part of our body represents a different aspect of ourselves. So I guess what I'm headed to is like cellular consciousness of teeth. Do you ascribe to that? Do you have any connection with that?
Look, absolutely, of course. It's not what we spend our time with in Happy Mouth, but that's not because we disrespect that totally and utterly. It's just that that's other people's systems, and all of those systems contribute. You have to ask which one is for you. So I guess where we're coming from is a slightly different angle. It's not the straight metaphysical or spiritual angle. We look at fears of the dentist. Many people have got fears about going to the dentist. So in a 3-day class, we do a lot of what you would call emotional clearing work. If you've ever had a trauma or an accident with your mouth, the body actually holds on to that trauma. And one of the biggest factors with teeth breaking down is all the anger, resentment, guilt, shame, and blame that get caught in our jaws so that we clench and grind at night. And that's a big factor with gum recession. You know, a dentist will tell you got gum recession because you're getting old. Well, personally, I think bodies don't have to get old, but it's much more complex than that. Gum recession has a lot to do with the fact that you're clenching and grinding at night because there's stress and anxiety in your world. So we start to unpick. So we're coming at it from a physical level with the points on the hair, stimulate the body to regrow, and also, I guess you'd say, an emotional, mental, and maybe even a spiritual angle to say, hey, your body is actually showing you that things are not well in your life out there, in your relationships or your creativity or your money flows, and it's all going to show up in your mouth.
Hey,
it's a pretty, yeah.
You know, one of the, I love what you're saying about your lifestyle. Sometimes you get caught up in toxic relationships.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about putting things in your mouth and they can. What about kissing when you're in a toxic relationship? You're talking about spirituality and the energetic pattern of saliva. Could that have a detrimental effect between two parties?
Yeah, your awareness is right, spot on there, actually, because it's all that, the words that you can't say, the words that you wish you could say, it's biting back, holding back. Maybe you're not allowed to say certain things, the person can't hear it. All of that gets stuck in and impacts the mouth. I suppose you'd call it self-expression. How many people are actually walking around on eggshells in their relationship because they don't want to say the wrong thing? And then how many other people are actually saying lots of horrible, toxic, mean, nasty, diminishing things? So whether you're receiving it or you're perpetrating it, either way, it's destructive for the mouth and ultimately destructive for the whole body, because digestion begins in the mouth.
Yeah, of course.
And so if your digestion...
Yeah, it's your entry-exit point.
Your tongue's going to spit it out. That's your quarantine department, isn't it?
A lot of things go out of the mouth. And the tongue represents the deliciousness of life. And how many people are having the deliciousness of life? Especially right now on the planet, there's not a lot of happy people out there. There's a lot going on.
Turn off the TV news and current affairs.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you know, this happy mouth is not about happy, happy, joy, joy, think positive all the time. It's about actually looking at what's going on in your life. Where are you not happy? Where could you be making some changes? A lot of gum, the two main problems people have is gum disease and tooth decay. And they're the things that actually most quickly improve. Growing a new tooth takes about 2 years, but gum disease and gum problems, a lot of that comes from secretly rebelling and never being able to say what it is you've actually got going on inside. But for example,
I think that's great. You're traveling around the world, freeing people from.
It's true. And, you know, they're incredibly interested in Russia, St. Petersburg, in Rio, in Tahiti. And, you know, in Tahiti, they have beautiful teeth. And people are it's probably the happiest place I've ever been, Tahiti. I'd go back there in a heartbeat. And I have to say, in Tahiti, I actually met a man whose father had regrown a full set of teeth. And that spontaneously does happen. People do regrow teeth, one tooth or a whole set. Percentage-wise, it happens more often in cultures that are living quite close to their natural way of being, with a natural diet, an alkaline diet, but mostly it's because no one has said you can't do that. Yeah, in our society, it's like you can't regrow your teeth. You go, oh, well, you can't, you know. Your dentist would laugh at you if you said, I'm going to regrow my gums. But, you know, my dentist never asks me what I'm doing. Isn't that bizarre? She says, wow, you don't have as much plaque as you used to. Okay, wow. She never says. She says, oh, your teeth and gums are in good shape for a woman your age. Yeah, thanks very much. That's nice. And my mum, who's 88, who's doing Happy Mouth too, has terrific teeth.
There you go.
Well, I think that's what invited you in. It's the realizing there's a paradigm or that we've been programmed into, and that we can shift ourselves. But I like the fact that you're doing all this work on the mouth and the gums and the teeth, but you're still seeing a dentist.
Oh, you have to go to the dentist, people. This is not a substitute. You have to. I clean my teeth actually more now than I used to. Today, and I floss after each meal. Why? Because I actually enjoy it now. I get to a point where your body loves. I don't want to say it is pleasurable to massage your gums and clean your teeth with a very soft toothbrush. And I'm happy to gift everyone. We've got like an 8-page of things we reckon we could start doing right now. The best toothpaste in the world is made here in Australia at Beenleigh, actually. It's called My Essence. Yeah. It has no fluoride and no glycerin. So glycerin is in a lot of mouth care products, and it actually eventually wears. Nobody tells you that.
Glycerin is in a lot of mouth products, and it eventually what?
Wears away the enamel on your teeth.
Oh, I just thought it was in soap. I didn't realize it was in toothpaste too. Did you,
Yeah,
Jeff?
yeah.
I'll tell you, I should have. I might have to duck out of the studio and I'll get to go to the bathroom. I got mushroom-based toothpaste.
Okay.
What? Happy mushroom time.
Tell me about it. I'm always looking for new things that contribute to the body.
It's like GNOCHI. So it's a story in China and China,
the reishi kind of thing.
Eh?
Anyway, there's a mushroom one. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy would harvest this mushrooms and they'd turn into a paste. So his family would just had such good teeth that somewhere along the line, in the court of the emperor, they discovered this guy's natural means, and so he became like the royal provider for the emperor, and so for hundreds of years. So now it came out in the public domain, but it's word of mouth.
Wow, where do you get it?
Cool. So we've got 2 toothpaste being recommended. The one produced locally, in because it doesn't have the glycerin and fluoride. And I was going to talk to you about fluoride. What's the brand of that? Oh, there you go. Jeff's ahead of me.
It's actually
here today.
It's My Essence with an I and all one word.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Fluoride. I mean, there's a lot of people in Queensland who got very upset when we became one of the last states to introduce fluoride into the water. What are your thoughts on that, based on the health system?
Yeah, well, I don't want to add to the controversy. It's a toxin for the body. It's a poison for the body. And personally, I use a water filter so that I'm not drinking the fluoride. I would rather have a choice whether I take it or not take it. So we suggest that you do the same, that you drink a good, get a water filter that has a good alkalinity to it. It's just a suggestion. It's sad that we didn't have it and then now we do, but oh well. There's countries in Europe that are making it illegal and phasing it out, just the same as with silver amalgam fillings. They're leaking mercury into your system. Not so good.
We know a lot of people who go to the dentist and get the mercury removed. And we have a comment from one of the listeners, Henstone Sundrop, saying, yes, we would have heard as a Qigong teacher of washing your mouth with saliva. And I agree, absolutely. It says the swilling it around, getting the adenoids or the salivary glands going to help with the digestion, because that's the first stage. After customs and quarantine, you start digesting in here.
Well, it's got 2 different departments, really, because that's the entry point. That's like the airport, isn't it, when you come through the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
absolutely it is.
Comes through the international airport. You go into Acacia Ridge with a big transportation distribution system that's going to go all through Queensland. That's called your stomach.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. But you know, with babies,
and you choke. Oh my God.
one of the ways that those natural systems get down, which should be operating to regenerate your teeth for you and your gums, is with babies. Babies are orally fixated, as we know. Everything goes in the mouth. They learn about their world through their mouth. But what do we say to babies? Spit it out. No, dirty, yuck, don't do that. But that is how the baby's body is building its receptor systems. And through the mouth, through the taste, the texture. There are far more tastes than you could possibly imagine available to us, but a lot of them have been shut down. Part of that is because we have a very homogenized, bland diet, but another part of it is we haven't really been exposed and encouraged to try lots of different things. So actually we could do an activation of one of the points right now, if you'd like to, for everyone listening.
We'll give them a countdown. So
yeah, go for it.
Hang on, wait. Just give them a bit of a countdown.
Yeah, you do
it. Well, everyone's going to have to find the point for themselves and touch it.
All right. So tell us first what is the point for, and why are we going to be pressing it, please?
Okay. We call this the master point for the health of the whole mouth, and it's called the dontal, not dental, dontal generative system point. Okay, and it is from the attachment of your ear in a straight line up, over the width up. Okay, maybe I should show on this side. And then 1 finger width forward, and there's kind of a little ditch on either side of your head. You'll find your fingers will go into a little indentation. So straight up, oh, it's funny because I'm seeing myself in reverse. Straight up from the attachment of your ear and 1 finger width forward, and it might be a little bit ouchy and a little sensitive. Oh, it's hard for you, Julia, because you've got those things on your head. Yeah, up a bit, Jeff, up a bit. And when it's ouchy, just press it and rotate on it. And we're going to initialize, activate, exponentialize the dontal generative system. Just 2 minutes.
Instructions as well. All right. To initialize what did you say? Initialize?
IAE, initialize, activate, exponentialize the dontal generative system.
Exponentialize.
So, yeah. The happy mouth, a practitioner actually has to, yeah, both sides, has to do this for you, but you still get a benefit from us doing it. And I'm actually energetically at a distance asking everyone's systems to activate. So a happy mouth session, if you like, would be somebody laying on a massage table with the practitioner, gently touching and rubbing those points. It's very relaxing. It takes about 15 minutes to do. But then we have other processes. We have hands-on things, which a lot of what we do is releasing old trauma from the body. I mean, if you wanted to look at past lives, we have a lot of trauma from times when dentistry was pretty rough. The dentist might have also been the local farrier, the man who did the horseshoes, or he might have been the local barber, and the way that they'd pull a tooth was with a pair of pliers. No anesthetic, you just had to get drunk and stay drunk. But if you had an injury of any kind in another time and place, you may have died horribly, a long, slow death, or quickly. But all of those highly impactful traumas are still stuck in your system. And so they can be creating issues now. And so we do, in the 3-day class, do a lot of release, all that. And the 3-day class is training people to be practitioners. Oh, thank you. Yes, because I can't travel at the moment. I'm live streaming some classes. But we cover everything in the class, everything you can possibly imagine. Root canal therapy is a big one. Implants, should you have an implanted tooth or not, all kinds of things. So, any more questions?
Yeah, the younger ones, you probably also get a lot of self-consciousness issues, you know, about not wanting to show your teeth and being forced to have,
Oh,
what do they call them?
absolutely.
Braces,
And
ugly, and all that
yes,
kind of stuff.
and braces, if you need braces, the Happy Mouth system will speed up exponentially how long they're on for. If you just want to change the alignment of the teeth, it's quite a slow process to do it without braces. Braces are wonderful. How lucky are we that you can have that option, even as an adult? One of the quickest ways to start realigning your teeth naturally is to have a highly alkaline diet, because we've found that in societies and places in the world where people naturally have a highly alkaline diet, they have very well aligned teeth.
That's amazing.
The teeth that we now know, and everyone seems to need braces. I know. Well, it's an acidic system.
Right. Acidic system. So what kind of
Yeah.
changes did you do to your diet to turn it from acidic to alkaline, Shauna?
I've always been a bit of a health nut. So I changed, sorry, for a long time. But I do like to eat well, and I do like to drink. I like my wine and my champagnes, and traveling, sometimes all you can eat is cheese and French breadsticks. And when you're in Russia, it's vodka and caviar. And so it's just a sensible diet, you know, it's nothing extreme. Alkaline water filter was a big thing for me. It was easy to give up Coke because I'm not really a big Coca-Cola drinker and soft drinks. But, you know, if I'm having a gin and tonic, I have a gin and tonic. I'm not into abstaining. We're not saying destroy your life in order to have better teeth. There's got to be a balance there. What else? The toothpaste. Oh, we have a mouth rinse that we suggest. It might surprise people. It's original Listerine, and because I'm a health nut, I have never used a mouth rinse in my life. I just assumed that would be a hideous chemical thing to put in your body. Apparently, original Listerine, the gold one, was actually made to a really amazing formula which doesn't harm the body. And then we mix it half and half with hydrogen peroxide, 3%.
Oh.
And that's wonderful. That really gets bacteria in the mouth under control, slightly whitens the teeth. And there's also a thing called a miswak stick, and it's a twig from a willow tree, and it's what Native American people used to use to clean their teeth with. Well, scientific analysis shows that this amazing little piece of twig actually is antibacterial, tooth whitening, has got all these amazing things in it. You buy them online, and we can give you the link. You just cut the end off, chew it to make it spread out a bit, and just rub it over your teeth twice a day. You could use that instead of a toothbrush if you wanted to. It's got a very particular taste. It's a bit sort of astringent. But, you know, it's a combination, I guess, of old wisdom and that used to work, and using modern technology, because why would you not? Thank God for dentists.
Of course, aspirin comes from willow tree.
Oh, yeah.
It does. That's right. So, what else would you like to know?
Yeah, there's a question from one of our listeners. Hi, Christine. She's asking, can we help our pets who are losing tooth mass because of age?
Yes, absolutely. Happy Mouth works really well with dogs, cats, horses. I don't know about hamsters because their heads are so little, but when you do the course, you get a manual which has got all the head charts. Let me show you. Charts of the head positions. And so you have to find those head positions on your cat. But they do very well. Cats and dogs and horses receive a lot better than humans do.
I
I believe in this. Why is it? Yeah, they're like, yeah, whatever. So bottom line is Happy Mouth is actually a youthening system. It's about your body starting to heal itself and starting to look and feel younger by virtue of the fact that everything's working better in your mouth. You haven't got to pay. you've got good saliva, you've got good digestion. Yeah, and you're saying what it is on your mind. Yeah.
What I like hearing from you was
that I like to have a drink. No.
Mother's milk. Hey, was the concept of babies putting everything into their mouth and getting the taste, and the taste, of course, would have a vibration, whether it was mud, earth or water or whatever, it's sweet or sour. So it's taking those tastes, but that enzymes being reactive with the body itself, which I would have thought would have created its own antibodies to give it a perfect immune system for later in life. I mean,
it does.
That's what we did. I mean, we played in the creek, had mud fights, stood down in the mud, in the salt water. That's a creek.
Yep.
Different lifestyle, isn't it? How many times you go to the tap and drink from the tap?
Absolutely. And not only is it building your body's own natural immunity, it's when the brain is actually forming all those synapses, all of those responses to the world around you. If you're someone who can cope in just about any situation, that is a huge advantage. We actually, okay, this is my personal point of view. We've and I'm one of them. My daughter ate like 3 things on the planet. I was so careful that she could only have organic food, and instead of just letting her have whatever she wanted, that's a better way of bringing up a child, I have to say. Their brain develops differently, much more awarenesses. If you can survive on whatever's around you and be happy, you've got a far better chance in life than going, oh no, I only eat chicken nuggets. Oh, I have to have my thick shake or whatever it is.
It's pretty profound, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And
it's like,
we say that viruses are really about lack of self-love and self-acceptance. So you'll be more prone to a virus if you're unhappy, not liking your life, not liking yourself, not feeling like you're being true to yourself. Maybe this virus is making us look at a lot of things.
Usually you're spiraling yourself down, aren't
Yeah.
you?
So I have to say that not only will the points activate just in your mouth, your bones in your whole body are going to be strengthened, your lymphatic system. This happy mouth impacts everything. It's about the health of the whole body through the mouth. I didn't really notice myself because I've always had a lot of hair. I'm a really hairy person, but Dr. Tom pointed out to me a couple of years ago that since he'd known me, my hair was bigger, and I had to say, well, yeah, true. As ladies do, when you get to a certain age, I started to thin a bit through here, and that regrew. So it's about health and healing for the whole body. Are they questions, or that's just information you're putting up?
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. So you decided to join forces with Dr. Tom, and you're now sort of traveling the world, teaching all over. And, you sort of mentioned that the course that you do includes not just points, but also releasing some of that emotional baggage and trauma. So do you notice any differences, like, between, say, Haiti and Russia and sort of the first world countries where we're supposedly wealthy?
Yes, I do. I hadn't travelled before at all. I guess the furthest I'd gone was maybe New Zealand. So my first trip was to Europe and France. And going into Russia was quite scary. It was quite daunting for me, and it was quite alienating. And I went to St. Petersburg in November, so it was cold. And just the lack of greenery, here in Queensland, we're so lucky. There's so much foliage and so much abundant life, and not any. It's very strange. But what I found was people everywhere who are seeking and searching are so open and so kind. and funny and wonderful. Working in the fields that we work in, we're so lucky. Because when people want to know, they want to change, then they're really open to hearing what you've got to say. And I think that's really a key to changing a lot of things on the planet. Your body is actually your greatest facilitator. If something's wrong up with your body, whether it's your back or your teeth or something, most of us will try and research what else is possible here. What can I do? I don't want to be stuck on drugs for my life. Sometimes drugs are needed and it's appropriate, but yes, the body does have amazing ways to get your attention. It was certainly getting my attention when I started having all the decay problems.
Mm. And I think I'm interested in sort of the potential as well that we have within us. The body is obviously the key to unlocking it, not just the mind. The mind has to kind of be open and look at different options. And that's why we brought you on the show is, a lot of us are trying to move into 5D. Well, what does it mean apart from having higher frequencies and vibration and love? What is actually possible, and linking it with the quantum potential. So, and Shauna is here with us talking to us about, the possibility of regrowing teeth and becoming more youthful through using this different system. So what are sort of the weirdest kind of cases that you've had, that you've worked with people around the world in terms of the most surprising thing you've seen as a result of your system and people using that system?
I've seen people have quite quick changes in gum disease, bleeding gums, and that sort of thing, because the soft tissues respond really quite quickly. But interestingly enough, it's the changes in people's self-expression and confidence, because no one ought to feel ashamed and humiliated or embarrassed about their teeth. And we have this culture at the moment of, I call it the great white shark mouth. It's that big mouth of absolutely perfect white teeth. And happy mouth is not about that. Happy mouth is having healthy teeth that function, that you don't judge. So they may not be perfect. I certainly don't have perfect teeth. I've always had yellowish teeth. Good news, people, yellowish teeth are stronger than really, really white teeth. So it's about getting out of judgment of what you've got, which immediately you judge. The more you judge your body, the less easy it is to change it. But if you'll be in allowance of it and go, okay, this is not because I was a bad person or a lazy person or bad luck, what's going on in my mouth. I can begin changing it today. You are not owned by your past. And if you can begin changing something as seemingly solid as your teeth, what else is possible? Dr. Tom has come up with a process for regenerating nerves in the mouth. Now, a dentist will tell you if a nerve has died, kaput, that's it, the tooth's gone. You either root canal it, which means it's a mummified tooth, or you take it out. If you can regenerate a nerve in the mouth, my question to people will be, can you regenerate nerves in other parts of the body? And you know where I'm thinking the spinal cord. So we're really at the very, very beginning of what's possible with our bodies here.
Yeah,
we're the
so
pioneers.
Exciting. Lots of paraplegics around and people who've had spinal damage. And if you can regrow nerves in the teeth, yeah, sure, why not anywhere else? I think that's really exciting.
I think Simon Cowell would like
it applies to anything.
Hmm.
He's in a bad way, is he?
Simon Cowell, yeah, the guy who does
Yeah.
yeah, the judge and all the different reality TV shows
Yeah.
in America.
Right.
Yeah, he had a Z-bike on the weekend and he came a cropper and broke his back.
Hmm.
Well, scientific research is starting to catch up to what I guess you would call metaphysics or energetics, because now they've found that the spinal cord doesn't repair itself, is that there is a chemical like a hormone that actually blocks that. So they're doing lots of research to find out how do they block the blocker. You ought to be able to repair. So we're really at the creative edge, if you like, of what's going to be possible with bodies. And with aging, why is it that we assume that the more years you're on the planet, the more deteriorated your body should become? Those two things are actually don't actually go together, but we have assumed that they are.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Alex, the great Krakakalini, who's a great quantum healer and is one of the most amazing people in terms of being able to unlock quantum potential. And he's agreeing, saying many years ago he regrew a part of his tooth. So hi, welcome. We also have Barbara Simpson, who said we went offline, off the air. We need to repeat. So I presume that's the bit about the nerve, being able to regrow the nerves in the for the root canal when they've been pronounced dead and not functioning. So could you repeat that again, please, Shauna?
We do have a process for that, and it's almost exactly the same process as getting a tooth bud to sprout and grow a new tooth. It's quite a new process. Dr. Tom only came out with it maybe 2 years ago. So enough people in the world have not experimented and played with this yet. And I was saying that we're really just at the beginning of what's going to be possible with bodies. But I would have to say that it doesn't depend on your beliefs. Happy Mouth is not about belief systems. It occurs whether you believe it or not. But it does depend on how willing you are and open you are to receiving. Not everyone is able to receive healing in the body. And you know that from working in lots of different modalities. Some people are willing to move on and change, and other people seem to be stuck for whatever reason. And Happy Mouth is the same. It works differently for lots of different people. And, that's just the way it is.
So if we have people who are willing to, try out the system, and I think and a lot of people do not want to do a root canal treatment. That's one where a lot of my friends say, no, whatever I can do to avoid that. And they want to look at stimulating those nerves. How do they get in touch with you? What's the process?
Okay, you can go to the website, which is yourhappymouth.com. and check it out. I've really hounded Dr. Tom. He's got a very big practice in America. He's very busy as a family dentist, to create classes, live classes in the world. So I've really pushed him because I'm so obstinate. And then I've created facilitator trainings. So the way Happy Mouth works is, in order to get the change happening in your mouth, you can have sessions with a practitioner, or what I think is, you can do that, or you can take one of our classes. Once you've taken the class, you've got the manual. We then say to you, take it home and get your partner, your friend, bribe a child to run those sessions and points on you. It doesn't take very long. They don't have to be a doctor or a therapist. So you may not want to set up in practice as a Happy Mouth therapist yourself, but that's how the system works. You come along to a class, we run all of the emotional clearings, you learn how to do it, we show you the points, then go home and get someone or swap with a friend to run the sessions on you. I've made a little short class, 3.5 hours. And that's just for tooth decay and gum disease, the most common problems. You can learn that in 3.5 hours and get yourself starting towards change. If you want to learn all the big processes for growing new teeth, that's the 3-day class. And because we haven't got live classes happening around the world at the moment, we've got a professionally filmed version of that you can purchase online. So I'm trying to think of as many ways as I possibly can to get this out to the world. That's our target. How do I infect the world with Happy Mouth? And that's really what I've been doing for the last 5 years, is traveling the world. The longest I was home in 3 years was 3 weeks. Long enough to wash my clothes, pack again, and off I go. I'm kind of glad that we can't travel at the moment. I have to tell you, it's wonderful.
come home, don't they?
Pardon? Say that again?
Your plant was dead when you came home.
I know, and I have a wonderful partner who cares for, yes, exactly. And I can build up the wine cellar again and get into cooking. And aren't we fortunate that we have social media and technology?
Yeah. So how much is for Australians, how much is the 3-day course?
For Australians, it's $1,780 based on you live in the world, the price. Yes, by the time but that's the 3-day full on. To do the little 3.5-hour class is $270.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. And you get a manual with that, and it's me online. You watch me showing the points on someone's head and explaining it to you. So then I'm training, that's practitioner training, if you like, but then I'm training facilitators because there's only one of me in the world, and Tom only will teach 3 classes usually. So there's just not enough of us to go around. So I'm training facilitators, which is very exciting, all over the world. So we have everything translated into languages now, which is exciting.
Is there a crossover with bars as well?
Access bars is access consciousness classes, and Happy Mouth is not access consciousness classes, but the two go together really well. And I still get my bars run every week. I taught a lot of access bars classes. So they're not like this. They go together really well, actually. Yeah.
And Dr. Tom himself said he's a dentist in the US, and he would start getting a pain in the head when he was treating a patient. So obviously referred sort of sensing what's happening at that level. And then he'd ask the question, he'd get the information, but he was also quite spiritual. So where is all this information coming from, do you reckon?
Well, we're all very aware beings. We're all infinite beings. And if you ask questions, what is this? What do I do with it? Oh, is this about gum disease? Yes, it is. Okay. So whether you want to call that channeled or you want to call that using your awareness, we use a lot of questions to ask. So I would ask my body, so truth body, do you really require this, whatever it is right now? Oh, I get a no. Okay, what is it? I'm just thirsty. I want a glass of water.
Yeah, it's really good to double check.
So
I'm starting to think it's actually knowing what question to ask. It
is actually.
Yeah.
Are we doing muscle testing now?
Well, she's just saying about communicating with your body and getting the information, whether you do it through muscle testing or just basically question and answer. I think depends on.
You could start with muscle testing, and when I use my body. Like for me, a yes is a slight tip forward, a no is a slight tip back. For other people, a yes is like, oh yeah, that's light, that's expansive. Oh, that feels a bit.
I understand. You become your own pendulum.
Yeah, and you do, and you could use a pendulum too. Why not? Whatever floats your boat.
I mean, that's absolutely the nut of it. I think as humans, we have to realize that we operate from different drives and different levels. The mind is in trying to understand this and how it ties in. Then we've actually got the body that's just like vibrating in frequency and can communicate with us. And then we've got the heart and the emotional stuff as well. So just being able to train ourselves to start using all 3 levels in everything we do, especially when we eat and talk and express ourselves, to not just be driving down the one lane.
Yeah, no, after watching Project Blue Book, I think what we need is CI debriefings, room where you go and then you get all this hypnosis. People come in there and say, what do you want to do? I want to grow my teeth. Right, let's change that program that says you can't do that. So we go to the people and say, you can grow teeth. Yeah. And then so we've got Julia here who works for the CIA, hypnosis, past life, and then we bring in Shauna to come in and start doing dum 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 dum, change body up along.
Oh, you got
We're onto it. Yeah, that's quite simple,
Right,
really.
and what's your role going to be, Jeff?
I just gave it away for free.
Here's the thing, though, it doesn't depend on belief. So you don't have to believe 100% you can regrow a tooth to regrow a tooth. All it requires is that you have a belief in it's possible, a possibility. So that's pretty amazing when you think about it. You go, I'm just going to give it a shot. I have a sense that maybe there's something possible here. Rather than I've got to build my belief, I've got to believe it, this is not creative visualization. This is not reprogramming your mind. It's like going way past the mind. Forget the mind.
Monkey mind can get there, can't it?
Pardon?
You can get that monkey mind, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Just ignore it. It's just a really cute little computer. It's good for some things, but it's not your awareness.
Right.
And your body has its own awareness. There must be a reason we keep coming back.
Exactly, just to learn that. So many people treat their body mechanically, don't they? And I think this is
I think the reason we keep coming back is that having a body is fabulous. Enjoy yourself if you have the pleasures of embodiment, but it's not a school. It's not meant to be hard work, and it's not meant to be, I'll be good now and then I'll get my reward later. Oh my goodness. When you're dead, you can't drink a nice bottle of wine when you're dead.
No, absolutely. I think on Radio National they actually had an American academic, and he was saying the one thing that we do have in common with animals is what nature gave us, which is the pleasure of eating, and that just partaking, that connecting with the taste and the food and all that humans and animals all share that. And it's actually designed so that we eat, a balanced diet, and the animals do as well. And without that sort of taste bud experience, which has probably got the template in there of what we need, so we wouldn't survive as long as we did.
No, and if your teeth are broken down and you can't eat the food that's nourishing for your body, you die.
Yeah, no procreation. Can't continue. Not happening. Can't
That's true.
And we have to go and see Julia again, like epigenetics, and do family constellations and break the bloody deprogramming it.
But what if food is not to fuel the body? We're all told that food is about fueling the body. What if it isn't? What if it's purely for the pleasure of it? What if energy is fuel for the body?
Well, I've got friends of mine, breatharians, out every morning, do this sunlight, soak in the eyes.
Yeah.
Had to wean them off hard, stable foods. It's almost like soups and that. But
wow.
Baby bottle glasses, I got rid of them after 12 months.
Wow.
I came back.
I really like my coffee and my croissant in the morning, and life's too short not to enjoy yourself. But then again, I plan to be 800 before I shuffle off, so I got a lot of time to have fun in.
Go up to Brighton Pier and go fishing.
Absolutely, I do. We're very fortunate in Australia because the energy is actually different here. There is more possible in Australia.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been to Eastern Europe, and some of the countries have very heavy energy, and there's also we're very lucky here with having incredibly fresh fruit and vegetables that some European countries, they could only dream of. My French nephews, when they came here, they just discovered kiwis and passion fruit. They'd never had that before. And it's just like, just to watch the delight of this 8-year-old eat a kiwi every morning. It was just such a pleasure to watch.
What, mangoes and prawns? Hey, is there any dumb question that we need to ask you? Because I think there's some really fascinating points here. I mean, a friend of mine, Val Hood, her son is being promoted. He's been offered a job as a professor down in Florida because he's made a career to deal with sharks, and his research is about how sharks regrow their teeth, and he's looking for the enzyme in the DNA that would trigger that for humanity to regrow their teeth. So there's obviously this research out there that's following the thought world, isn't it? If sharks can
Absolutely. Totally. And I know it sounds funny, but he could ask the sharks.
Well, he probably might not have that awareness to do that. Whereas that guy we had, Kenny, when he talked to the orcas, could be the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the Russian guy in Harry Potter who turned himself into a shark to beat the race when they swam through the water. Just love that. No, I have actually worked with people who can tune into sharks, not dolphins, sharks, that they're friends with sharks, are intelligent. But
I get Greg just down the road. Greg Bushell is our animal whisperer. I'll get him on the phone. Greg, want to talk to a shark? Huh?
Yeah. But there's actually enzymes. I'm going to be bringing Dale Schusterman onto the show at some stage when he's finished his book. But he's been working on the Tree of Life and mudras to unlock different gateways. And obviously, teeth you'd be looking at, really unblocking that fiber here. But he's linked everything back down to Hebrew letters, and that each one stands for an enzyme.
Does it?
Yep. Each one relates to a certain enzyme or an acid, which are the building blocks of our basically the molecules of our body. So I'm pretty sure that shark, like our DNA and our cells, all of our cells and DNA are actually interspecies. There's not they're not. They're common to all of us, and I'm pretty sure that the enzymes, as you said, the virus and the bacteria probably are fairly as well. So yeah, there's a lot of mystery out there, but
I just need one person to do it, don't you? The old doubting Thomas syndrome. When you get one, and then I'll say, "Oh, you can do it, can't you?"
Yeah. So if Shauna gets 104,000 people to do it, then technically, how many customers have you got? How far are you got? How many people are on the system? We'll just start that automatically because you guys are already doing it, and we'll just pick up on.
I think it's going to be really exciting. From now, the research is starting to come out how they're investigating being able to regrow teeth and seeding teeth and all of that. The more that becomes current and people are aware of it, the more actually becomes possible for people doing it. Just a little whiff of, I've heard scientifically this is possible, and that opens up people's willingness to accept the change in their bodies. And bodies are capable of anything. They're miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. Science is gradually starting to catch up. Well, duh.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, if you can do teeth, can you do eyes? Because I'm looking at your glasses there and I'm thinking, I'm quite sure she could chuck them glasses away.
Yeah. The glasses are a bit of vanity, actually. They're magnifiers.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. We've got this standard called 20/20 vision, right? And everyone's meant to be, if you go and have your eyes tested, they try and bring you back to what is the human standard considered good vision. I have an inability to, focus. So if I park my car, I think I've parked really close to the car behind me, but actually there's this much space. And numerous times I've been and had my eyes tested and they've said, oh my God, you need the bottom of Coke bottles as glasses prism glasses to try and correct your vision. It is so far out. But does that actually allow me to see things differently to other people?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And when Qigong, what we do is we widen, we go into the sensory, because number one is it activates the other senses. And you can do so much more when you're in spherical mode versus focused, pincer mode. That is when your whole energetic system is open and receiving and scanning. So
Well,
So you have, yes.
if you take windows of there, you know,
windows of the soul.
so the soul's, what's the soul talking to you about then? So if Shauna, you know, like to say, talk to the shark, but Shauna's talking to Shauna and asking her soul, what's the perspective of her vision? What's it revealing? Clearly, it's focused on working on her teeth in it at this late stage in her life, isn't it?
I just get wide
That's
eyes
one
open.
of my many things. Yeah, I'm actually, why I picked up Happy Mouth was that I've been on this thing for the last 40 something years to research how to rejuvenate bodies. And when I heard Happy Mouth being talked about and they said this is a youthening system, I went, right, there's something in that for me.
800 years
That's
coming
what
up.
I've been looking for.
800 years coming up. I'm on board with you, baby.
Absolutely. But you know what? The only reason to hang around and be healthy and well is because you're excited about life and there's things you want to do and you have a joy of living. And people get bored. They do. It's like, oh, is this all there is? Oh, God, TV? Oh, God, shut the TV off.
I think I'd like to be
Who needs
Flora
sleep?
10,000 years, isn't it?
You'd like to be what?
Oh, there's Asgards, you know, and all those Thor TV movies, you know, where they Asgards live for 10,000 years.
Yeah. As long as you're happy doing what
Yeah,
you're
it might
doing.
be the Nephilim. They live for 500,000 years, isn't it, and more plus.
Well, technically, you, the being, don't ever die. It's just the body that does. But why does the body have to? Maybe it doesn't have to.
No, they'll probably clone us first.
No. I mean, that's what business is all about. And yeah, I mean, if you read the Bible, even in the Bible, they talk about people being 400 years old, and Egyptian records 300 years old. So
Well, Enoch's 365, isn't it? So that's the many days in a year, isn't it? So,
Well, the body was designed to naturally keep on generating itself, but we're the ones who color it with our emotions and feelings and tiredness and boredom and all that stuff.
you're onto it, Shauna. That's exactly right.
I'm onto it.
Yeah. It's all those thoughts and, you know, that we put into it, isn't it?
yeah, so it sounds like you've got a system where people can take responsibility and go, all right, there's a symptom, gum disease or tooth decay.
Yeah.
Let's investigate lockjaw. Let's investigate. And through that system that you and Dr. Tom have got and are teaching, that it seems to be working by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
So really,
and, you know, thank you for having me on. This has been terrific. And people can join the Facebook group or whatever. I'm pretty accessible. If you email me, I spend a lot of time replying to emails and stuff. Let's see what we can get happening for people, what change. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So thank you very much. So that's Facebook Happy Mouth as well, is it?
Yeah, and it's the same thing, Happy Mouth, generative, restorative, energetic systems for healing. We used to call it generative energetic dentistry, but it's so much more than dentistry. It's the whole body. Okay, I think I'll go and have my glass of wine now.
Perfect. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Listeners, thank you for joining us. We will still continue on the vein of healing. We will be having Thomas Staudacher, who's the inventor of the cymatics sound resonance.
That's what she calls it.
System.
I call it the acoustic sound water bed.
Yeah, we're still having a
oh, nice.
But it's just amazing. If you think about it, the body is made of 70% of water, and if you sort of can reprogram that 70% of yourself, you're onto a pretty amazing shortcut or hack.
Wow. Because we are acoustical creatures. That's our natural wave. We are. We're not stop-start electrical robots. We're acoustical wave creatures. Wow. Interesting. All right.
This clinic is in Geebung. You're in Brighton.
I'm in Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, and Thomas is in Geebung.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, join us next week.
Send me a link to his stuff. I'm interested. That's next week, is it? Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, I shall listen. Thank
I've got
you.
some people who are using it, so we'll have them in the studio too.
Mm.
Hey,
Oh, I'm
How do
most
you
interested.
Thomas Staudacher.
got to go back to my German Fräulein here.
All right. Well, thank you very
Tom.
much, Shauna.
Okay. Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Bye
much.
bye.
Great to have you join us tonight. Wishing you a beautiful rest of the day, everyone. Take care.
Watch
Wonderful.
this.
Cheers.
There you go.
Thank you. Perfect.
Lovely to have you, love.
It says we're still live.
Oh, well, I know that's nice to say.